own philosophy when it comes to martial arts. What are some of the things that you like to showcase here in your place?
My martial arts background involves training in Taekwondo, karate, which is Shotokan style, judo, which is similar. I started in the United States Marine Corps in 1968. I went to the Marine Corps and went to Vietnam, and we operated with the Korean Tiger Division in Vietnam, and they were all the time kicking and doing these flying kicks, and it fascinated me. So when I come back, I sought out a Korean master, and I started Korean Taekwondo, and I'm still here today, 24 years later.
What are some of the things that you personally enjoy about it? What satisfaction do you get from it?
Well, my personal satisfaction, because it keeps you in really good shape. Secondly, it's very interesting mentally, because it's a scientific way of doing things. It works on leverage, it works on push and pull theories, how to generate maximum force. So there's a lot of scientific principles involved. And I'm all the time researching with the best instructors and with the best people in the business all over the world, and experimenting on how to do things better, faster, getting more leverage, developing new techniques or whatever. So I'm pretty much in a progressive martial arts system. And being with Chuck Norris, who I've been with for 15 years, Chuck being in the motion picture business, it opens a lot of doors for us to train with people ordinarily I couldn't get in those doors to train with. So we're able to search out the best people in the whole world that has something to share with us.
Now, to what degree have you attained as far as martial arts?
So I have a 7th degree in several styles, in jiu-jitsu and kickboxing and most styles. Under Chuck Norris, I'm a 6th degree in karate, and I achieved a 5th degree in Taekwondo. So instead of staying in one particular art my whole life, I started interchanging and moving on into other arts. I also have first level black belts in judo and which is the art of the circular movement, using somebody's energy against them. So it's challenging for me. It's very challenging.
Of course, as we get older, many times we start to slow down just a little bit.
Well, that's one reason I switched from Taekwondo. Is a very, I think it's a young person's art more so than an older person's art, because it involves so much kicking, and I developed a lot of knee problems, arthritis, this and that. And so the grappling, what they're doing behind us, the grabbing and throwing and this and that, anybody can do it at any age. And so it gives me kind of a break from the punching and kicking and so forth. Also the boxing and kickboxing, it takes a toll on your body. So, this helps you to stay in the art a lot longer if you don't have the arthritic problems and you're not doing an art that requires you to be in a young person or in great physical condition. So the way we teach it, we have something for everybody.
Of course, some people believe that they think that they ought to stay with the traditional, the things that they learned from many years ago. You apparently seem to have a different philosophy when it comes to that, right?
Well, I'm a very loyal person, but being an American, we're always open-minded. And I don't have anything against traditional martial arts, because the same philosophies are taught here. The philosophy of respect, loyalty, integrity, the high level of discipline, military discipline I learned in the Marine Corps and as a police officer for 13 years here in the city of Huntington. And but from a physical standpoint, I knew from working the streets and having to confront some of these criminals that were on drugs and this and that, sometimes a traditional type of martial art, maybe if you're only high skilled in kicking and didn't have any knowledge of grappling, if somebody took you to the ground, then you had no knowledge. So I didn't do it because I wasn't loyal. I kind of moved on because from a physical aspect, I want to know everything possible to save my life or the people that I taught. So that was my philosophy at that time.
Have you ever used it to defend yourself?
Hundreds of times, about for 13 years on the streets in the city of Huntington, hundreds of times my martial arts training come into play. In combat in Vietnam, the martial arts philosophy that we learned, the discipline, it helped us go ahead and go into a situation we might not have confidence to do. So the mental philosophy and the motivational drive you get through training, it really takes over and helps you have that inner confidence to go into a situation that you ordinarily might not want to do. So martial arts is, there's 5 different elements of martial arts, the way I see it. There's the physical, the mental, the psychological, emotional, and the spiritual. And, all 5 of those things have to be tapped eventually. It takes a lifetime.
Do you find that the popularity of martial arts is
with the motion pictures that's out, we're getting a lot of free publicity. So a lot of times a martial arts movie don't reflect it the way it really is, but there are some movies that are out there that kind of reflect the strengths. I tell you what's changed over the years is now primarily most of my martial arts class now are children. And when I get children 4 and 5 years old and 6 years old, I can help change the way that they think. I can help them become disciplined, well motivated, and respect the rules. And I see that our children need martial arts training, not just from a self-protection standpoint, but they need the psychological and the emotional things that martial arts can offer them.